Hello, everybody. This week we're talking about mindset, and particularly growth mindset and fixed mindset. Our discussion question or the portion I'm gonna be looking at right now is the first part of the question, which is discuss a time when you recognize you had a growth mindset or a fixed mindset and the outcomes of that mindset. The one time I had a fixed mindset was about 8 years ago, and this was regarding the shift from a teacher-centered classroom to a student-centered classroom. I am from the older generation of teachers where, all of my training was you need to be in control of your class, you need to be in control of the learning, you need to be the one that, you need to understand that you're the knowledge, that you're trying to pass that knowledge on to them. And for me, I thought it was working. My scores were pretty good. I didn't see any need to change. And when they started coming out with student-centered learning and wanting us to make that shift, I was pretty resistant to that. I had a very closed mindset to it. I felt that if we gave the students that type of control over their learning, that I would lose control of the classroom. So I was pretty resistant to change, and I didn't like it at all. And I kind of felt that with that pressure to change, my job satisfaction went down. I wasn't really excited about going to school, because before I was like really excited about preparing my lesson, and this is how I'm going to teach the kids this, and they're going to get it, and everything's going to be happy. And so I was very resistant to change, and I'll be honest with you, they sat me down, my evaluator sat me down and says, look, this is what we need to do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. And when I tried it, it worked. The kids seemed to function better, seemed to enjoy the subject matter better. And because the students were doing better, my job satisfaction went up, and like I said, it all worked. So after that, I started to, I guess, change my mindset, being a little bit more willing to try new things, new suggestions from the administration about the change or the shift in the way education was going. And so, of course, my mindset at that point, because for me, I've always believed the proof is in the pudding. You got to do it to see if it is going to work or not. And so it kind of began to change my mindset from being fixed to a more growth set mindset. And one of the silly movies that I watched was a movie called Hot Rod, and there's a scene in there where the two guys are putting water in a swimming pool, and one guy is saying, I don't know about having a girl on our team, that's just not right. And the other guy, who's enlightened, says, there's an ancient, I believe it says something like, there's an ancient Italian maxim that says, he who is resistant to change is destined to perish. And the other guy splashes him in the face with water and says, don't ever tell me how to live my life. And I kind of feel that that's the way I was before. And, I was the guy with the water splashing him in the face. Don't tell me how to change my classroom. So, but in doing so, like I said, I took the risk, and I changed, and I've been enjoying my student-centered classroom since then. Now, the second part is, why is a growth mindset important to self-leadership and the leadership of others? Well, if you don't believe that you can grow, then you're not going to grow. The way you feel about things is the way things are going to be. And I know that Yeager and Dweck, discuss a little bit in their mindsets that promote resilience. When talking about they're doing that with the students, and the students that understood what was going on improved. That's kind of how I felt with myself and this class situation. And I did like how the one thing they did highlight also with Duckworth and what's her name? And Dweck, right? About resilience and grit. And I do definitely agree with the concept that those are both very important, especially with changing from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.